$35,000 disappears from your paycheck every year into forced retirement savings. But research shows you might only need $24,000 to retire comfortably. That's the hidden trap no one talks about. This affects anyone earning $80,000 to $200,000 in the US, Australia, UK, or Canada. Your employer's automatic enrollment and matching formulas sound generous. Data suggests they're optimizing their payroll, not your wealth. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to calculate your actual retirement number and whether your current contribution rate is overkill. Let's start with the numbers that matter most. An Australian accountant earning $120,000 AUD annually faces a mandatory 15% superannuation contribution. That's $35,000 per year locked away. Over a 30-year career, that compounds to approximately $8 million in contributions alone before investment returns. Sounds like a fortress, right? But here's the problem that nobody addresses. Australian Bureau of Taxation data shows the median superannuation balance for workers aged 55-64 sits around $650,000. That's roughly 40% of what mandatory contributions should theoretically build. Why the gap? Fees, investment underperformance, and contribution interruptions during career breaks all compound the damage. But here's where it gets worse, and this is the part that changes everything. A sick retirement adequacy modeling suggests a $120,000 earner needs between $950,000 and $1 million in superannuation to generate a sustainable $50,000 annual retirement income at 70-75% of pre-retirement salary. If median balances sit at $650,000, most workers fall roughly $300,000 to $400,000 short despite decades of forced 15% contributions. The mechanism is clear. Higher contributions don't guarantee adequate retirement if fees and returns underperform, and they rarely don't. Now flip this to the United States, where the mechanics differ but the risk remains identical. A $120,000 salary with a standard 401k structure, typically 6% employee deferral plus a 6% employer match, totaling 15%, diverts $18,000 annually from spendable income. That's $540,000 over 30 years in pure contributions, plus investment growth. But here's the question nobody asks. Is that 15% actually your number? Fidelity's 2024 retirement readiness benchmark suggests workers need 8-10x their final salary saved by age 65. For $120,000 earner, that's $960,000 to $2 million in total assets. Standard 401k math at 15% contributions can deliver that in theory. But standard math also assumes consistent 6% returns, zero market downturns during withdrawal years, and no major life interruptions. Real life rarely complies. Here's the critical rehook. What if your personal retirement adequacy target is 60% replacement income, not 70%? That changes your required savings by nearly $200,000. What if you own real estate or have a pension? That's another $150,000 in unaccounted retirement assets. Most benefits packages don't ask these questions. They default you into the maximum match, typically 6% to 15%, regardless of your personal situation. The research shows most automatic enrollment defaults trigger at 3-6% employee contribution. Employers then match 3-6%, pushing total deferrals to 6-15% depending on the company's structure. What's conspicuously absent from every benefit summary? A personalized retirement adequacy analysis. You're never told whether 15% is right for *U*, only that it's the default and your employer will match it. Here's the stress test every high earner should run immediately. First, use the IRS Retirement Savings Goal Calculator or Vanguard's Retirement Income Replacement Calculator. Plug in your actual retirement spending target, not an assumption based on industry averages. Most people need 70% of pre-retirement income, but some need only 60% because mortgages are paid off, kids are independent, and tax brackets shift downward. Second, model backward. How much must you save annually at a 5-6% investment return to hit that specific number by your target retirement age? Compare the result to your current contribution rate. If that math reveals you're contributing 5-7% more than necessary, you found $6,000 in annual take-home flexibility. That's $180,000 to $300,000 in lost spendable income over 30 years at realistic growth rates. And it matters most in your peak earning years, when that money could fund business investments, real estate acquisitions, or even additional voluntary retirement savings outside the 401k contribution cap. The paradox is this: mandatory or defaulted retirement savings were designed to solve a behavioral problem, workers failing to save at all. But payroll systems have architected them to default to maximum contribution limits, not personal adequacy targets. Your employer's match is real money. Everything beyond your calculated retirement number, however, is forced savings that reduces financial optionality during your highest earning years. The numbers don't lie, listen to them.